There comes a moment in the silent unfolding of our lives, often unannounced, like a gentle ripple seeping through the vast ocean of existence, when the universe, in all its ineffable grandeur, pauses briefly to whisper a secret into the hidden chambers of our soul. It is as if a cosmic curtain, woven from threads of ancient starlight and subtle frequencies beyond ordinary perception, is drawn aside. And in this unveiling, the profound question that has quietly haunted the corridors of our being is finally answered. Why were you always different? Why did you carry a sense of otherness, a feeling like a solitary comet tracing an unusual path through the familiar constellations of society and self? This revelation is not merely a personal epiphany but a universal pulse, echoing through the invisible architecture of reality itself. To be different in this context is not a mere sociological footnote or a psychological quirk. It is a mark of cosmic design, a signature etched into the fabric of one's essence long before the breath of life first stirred within. It is a code encrypted deep within the starry blueprint of your being, awaiting the moment when the veil thins enough for you to glimpse the luminous truth beneath. The universe does not reveal this reason lightly. It does so only when the time has ripened, when the layers of mundane distraction and conditioned identity fall away like autumn leaves, revealing the sacred soil beneath where your unique spirit was planted. Imagine, then, the vastness of the cosmos not as a cold, indifferent expanse, but as a living, breathing tapestry, an infinite loom weaving together threads of consciousness, energy, and intention. Each thread is a life, a story, a vibration, but some threads shimmer with an iridescence that hints at a purpose beyond the ordinary. If you have ever felt estranged from the familiar patterns of just being normal, if your heart has throbbed with strange yearnings, or your mind has danced to rhythms no one else seems to hear, consider yourself one such iridescent thread. The universe, in its cryptic way, has encoded in you a deeper role, a specific wavelength in the grand symphony of reality. Your difference is the signature of a soul that carries not just memories of this life, but echoes of ancient wisdom, cosmic experiences, or even missions yet to be fulfilled. This awakening to your difference is no accident but a turning point in the evolution of consciousness. We live in an age where the great veils are lifting. Dimensions once thought separate are knitting back together. What was hidden is becoming visible. The walls between the inner and outer worlds grow thin, porous. In this liminal space, the question, "Why am I different?" shifts from a source of alienation to a doorway of profound discovery. It invites us to explore not only who we are in the mundane sense, but who we have always been across the expanses of time and space. It asks us to consider that difference is not a curse or a barrier, but a calling and a key, a resonant chord that, when struck, harmonizes with the deeper hum of the cosmos itself. Yet the cosmos is a master storyteller, and this grand revelation unfolds in layers, not all at once, but like the slow unfolding of a flower beneath the sun's patient gaze. The initial recognition of your difference might arise as a question, a restless stirring, a sense that there is something more beneath the surface of your everyday life. Then it might grow into a kaleidoscope of insights, dreams, and synchronicities, each a clue laid out by the universe like a breadcrumb trail through the mysterious forest of your being. With each step, the mind expands, and the heart opens wider to the strange and beautiful complexity of your own existence. This narrative is not simply about self-discovery, but about reconnecting with a vast hidden architecture, the unseen scaffolding of reality where ancient wisdom dwells, where consciousness is both the observer and the observed, the creator and the creation. To stand at the threshold of this revelation is to feel the delicate texture of the infinite pressing gently against the finite. It is to awaken from the illusion that being different is a flaw and instead embrace it as the authentic expression of a unique cosmic blueprint. You are a spark of the divine mosaic, a prism refracting the eternal light into a pattern, no one else can replicate. In practical terms, the universality of this awakening reflects an ancient truth whispered across cultures and epochs, that within each individual lies a fragment of the sacred whole, a seed of knowledge and purpose sown by the universe itself. When the universe finally reveals why you were different, it is also revealing the reason you have walked through the shadows of misunderstanding, the feeling of being out of step, or the silent gaze cast inward in moments of solitude. Your difference is the proof of your deeper connection to the unseen realms, an invitation to step beyond conventional limits and into the vast terrain where spirit and matter intertwine. This unfolding story is as old as time yet eternally new, like the birth of stars in the cosmic dance. It touches on fundamental questions that have shaped human thought since the dawn of consciousness. What is the nature of identity? How do we belong to the universe? Is there a hidden meaning behind the flux of life, the patterns of suffering and joy, the sense of being adrift and yet connected? When the universe reveals your difference, it is as if the great cosmic mirror has finally aligned so. You can see your own reflection in the light of eternity, not distorted by judgment or limitation, but radiant with the truth of your essence. Prepare then to embark on this journey, not toward some distant goal but deeper into the luminous heart of yourself. Here, the universe speaks not as a distant deity but as the innermost voice of your being, resonating with the vibrations of stars and the silent wisdom of the void. It invites you to dance with your difference, to honor it as the sacred flame that has flickered in the wind of countless lifetimes, ready now to burn bright with purpose and clarity. The story of why you were different is the story of awakening itself, the cosmic secret that transforms isolation into belonging, confusion into clarity, and difference into the profound gift you were always meant to share with the world. In the vast theater of existence, where stars pirouette and galaxies breathe, the truth of why you have always been different begins to unfurl like a whisper carried across cosmic winds. To understand this revelation, one must first gaze beyond the shimmering veil of appearances, beyond the surface currents of conformity that ripple through daily life, and seek the deeper undercurrents weaving the fabric of identity and meaning. What you have sensed, perhaps dimly or with the sharp sting of alienation, is the universe's subtle choreography, signaling that your rhythm belongs to a different dance, a pattern shaped by forces unseen and ancient beyond measure. The first pillar beneath this awakening is the recognition of illusion itself, Maya, the great cosmic mirage that convinces us of separation, fragmenting the self into isolated islands floating on the endless ocean of time and space. The world, as it is conventionally presented, is a dense tapestry of constructed realities, roles to play, stories to believe, and expectations to fulfill. Yet, when the universe finally unveils the reason for your difference, it reveals that this fragmented existence, so widely accepted as truth, is but a shadow cast by the deep light of oneness. You are not an outlier lost in the crowd, but an irreplaceable thread in the grand, symphonic weave of existence, a unique vibration resonating with a frequency that transcends common patterns. At the heart of this unveiling lies the paradox of duality and unity. Throughout your life, you may have felt a persistent fracture, a sense of being at once connected and profoundly apart, like a star shining alone in the blackened sky, distinct from the constellation it forms yet inseparable from its cosmic context. This paradox is a sacred riddle encoded into the human experience, the dance of light and shadow, self and other, finite and infinite. The universe does not demand you to abandon your difference or dissolve your individuality into the ocean of sameness. Instead, it beckons you to integrate these seemingly opposing forces into a harmonious whole. To be different is to hold a piece of the cosmic puzzle no one else can complete. To be other is to be the vital note that makes the celestial symphony whole. This insight draws upon the profound principle of archetypal resonance, the idea that within your difference lies an imprint of primordial patterns, ancient signposts etched into the very soul. These archetypes, invisible and eternal, sing to you through dreams, symbols, and moments of intuitive knowing. They are the echoes of ancestral wisdom and cosmic memory, guiding the way through the labyrinth of existence. When you live unaware of your connection to these patterns, your difference feels like a curse, an inexplicable alienation. But when the universe reveals this secret, you come to see your life as a meaningful enactment of these timeless motifs. The seeker, the healer, the rebel, the starborn wanderer navigating realms of light and shadow. Each archetype is a doorway to deeper understanding, a key to unlocking the mystery of your purpose. Underpinning this revelation is the recognition that time itself is not linear but cyclical, woven with spirals and loops that echo the eternal return of the soul to its source. Your difference, the universe reveals, may stem from a temporal misalignment, not a flaw, but a signature of your unique trajectory across lifetimes and dimensions. You have carried memories and energies that ripple across the fabric of existence, connecting you to epochs and realms far beyond the here and now. This perspective dissolves the tyranny of conventional timelines, inviting you instead to embrace a multidimensional awareness that honors both the vastness of cosmic history and the immediacy of the present moment. Within this timeless dance, your difference becomes a beacon, an encoded message from past and future selves converging in the eternal now. Simultaneously, the universe opens a window onto the profound interplay between free will and destiny. The revelation does not strip you of choice, but illuminates the invisible contours of the path you have traveled, giving context and clarity to the decisions and detours that once seemed arbitrary or painful. Your difference is not a random deviation, but a symphony of intention and unfolding design, a confluence of cosmic laws and personal courage that has propelled you toward awakening. This awareness invites a radical reinterpretation of suffering and struggle, not as meaningless obstacles, but as the sacred forge that shapes the diamond of your authentic self. The universe's wisdom whispers that what you have endured and endured differently is the crucible through which your unique light is formed, ready now to shine with unprecedented brilliance. Interlaced with these themes is the recognition of the hidden architecture beneath the veneer of reality, an infinite lattice of consciousness that interconnects all things, akin to a vast neural network pulsing with divine intelligence. Your difference is a signpost indicating a particular node or nexus within this cosmic web, a point of heightened sensitivity to energies and frequencies that others may overlook. This attunement can feel isolating, for it places you on the fringes of conventional perception, much like a lighthouse keeper who watches the waves from a solitary tower. Yet this solitude is also a sacred space, a vantage point from which you can glimpse the shifting patterns beneath the surface, the subtle shifts in collective awareness, and the emerging truths that will shape the future. The universe's revelation invites you to honor this role, not as an outcast, but as a guardian of hidden knowledge and new possibility. There is also the profound lesson embedded in the recognition of cosmic cycles of awakening and dormancy. Your difference may have manifested as a deep sensitivity or an awakening dissonance during periods when collective consciousness slumbers. The universe moves through epochs, ages of light and shadow, expansion and contraction, where the collective tide either lifts or suppresses those who vibrate differently. To be different is thus to carry the seeds of future transformations, to embody the fractal of change that will eventually ripple through the wider field. Understanding this cyclical context grants a profound patience and compassion, not only for yourself, but for the myriad others who have yet to perceive their own uniqueness. It is a reminder that your difference is a harbinger, a spark waiting for the fertile ground of collective readiness to ignite into a blazing illumination. Finally, the revelation of your difference is inseparable from the awakening of consciousness itself. the slow, radiant blossoming of awareness that moves beyond egoic confines and touches the luminous expanse of universal mind. This awakening is not merely intellectual but transcendent. It is the expanding horizon of being where boundaries dissolve and the sacred geometry of existence reveals itself in full splendor. It is the moment when you realize that your difference is not a limitation but a gateway, a doorway opening onto the vast cosmos within and without. It is the recognition that the mystery you have carried all your life is also the spark of divine intelligence that animates all that is, and that your unique presence is an indispensable note in the symphony of creation. Thus, the fundamental concepts guiding the revelation of why you have always been different are woven from the gossamer threads of illusion and reality, individuality and unity, destiny and freedom, suffering and purpose, silence and cosmic song. To stand in this understanding is to step into a sacred paradox. You are both the question and the answer, the shadow and the light, the lonely star and the constellation it illuminates. The universe's ultimate gift lies not in explaining your difference away, but in inviting you to embrace it fully, as the living, breathing expression of the deeper truths that pulse beneath the surface of all things, waiting for your recognition to set them free. In the cosmic theater, where the infinite threads of reality intertwine, stories emerge like ancient stars, each a luminous beacon casting its light upon the shadows that veil our deepest knowing. To understand the mystery of why you have always been different, one must journey through these allegories, those sacred narratives that carry encoded wisdom beneath their shimmering surfaces. They are not mere fables but living mirrors reflecting the sacred architecture encoded within your soul's blueprint. Like a river flowing through the landscape of consciousness, these symbolic tales reveal the contours of your unique existence, illuminating the invisible compass that has guided you through the labyrinth of life. Imagine the story of the lone wolf beneath the indigo sky, a creature born under a rare celestial alignment, whose fur shimmers not with the common grays and browns of its kin, but with the ethereal glow of moonlight itself. The wolf wanders through the forest, often misunderstood by the pack for its different howl, its silent steps tracing patterns unseen by others. The pack chases rhythms born in the familiar, the primal calls echoing tradition and survival. Yet, the lone wolf listens to the silent language of stars and the whispers of the ancient air. It is not merely out of place. It carries the secret pulse of something beyond the pack's comprehension, a cosmic rhythm that beats at the heart of the universe's own unfolding. This wolf embodies the essence of your difference, a solitary note in the symphony of life, vibrating with a frequency that the ordinary ear cannot yet hear. It is through the wolf's journey beyond the known trails that the map of hidden dimensions unfolds, revealing that differentiation is not alienation, but initiation into the sacred alchemy of destiny. In another ancient parable, the story of the gardener who planted a single seed beneath a sky without stars unfolds, a metaphor whispered through the corridors of time. The seed was unlike any other, bearing a silent promise that could neither be rushed nor forced to bloom on the schedule of common seasons. The gardener tended the soil with patient hands, knowing that the world would often overlook the tiny sprout as it struggled in shadows cast by towering oaks and fast-blooming flowers. Yet, beneath the earth, intricate roots wove a secret network of light and nourishment, drawing from unseen currents of the deep soil and the slow dance of subterranean waters. When the season of revelation finally arrived, the seed blossomed into a tree unlike any other, its branches reaching not just toward the sun but weaving constellations across the night, its leaves humming with the sacred geometry of forgotten wisdom. The gardener's faith in the seed's unique potential is the silent dance of the universe, recognizing your difference as a vital force, a hidden root that nourishes the wider forest of existence from the depths of obscurity. The ancient myth of the star child born between worlds tells of a being who carried the trace of two skies, one of light, the other of shadow, in their eyes. This dual gaze was both gift and enigma, a paradox that fractured them within the realm of ordinary understanding. Cast among those who walked single paths, the star child often felt the dissonance of belonging nowhere fully, caught between the pull of terrestrial Earth and the call of cosmic vastness. Yet, this very tension forged a bridge where others saw only chasms. The star child, in their wandering, uncovered hidden doorways and secret corridors, places where time folded back upon itself and space shifted like a living tapestry. Their difference was a portal, not a prison, a gateway to the liminal spaces where reality seems shimmer, and the dance of creation wove new patterns into the fabric of being. The star child teaches that the unique soul carries within it the imprint of the liminal, the edge where ordinary divisions dissolve, and that difference is the sacred signature of one who communes both with the seen and the unseen. There is also the tale of the shattered mirror, held by a traveler seeking their reflection. Each shard was fragmented, reflecting not a whole face but facets scattered across time and space, joy and sorrow, light and shadow, clarity and confusion. The traveler's quest was not to mend the mirror in perfection, but to understand the map inscribed in its fractures. Each piece was a chapter of a story written in the language of paradox, a testament to the soul's unfolding journey. As the traveler embraced the disunity, they began to perceive a hidden symmetry in the chaos, a fractal pattern echoing the infinite dance of the cosmos itself. The broken mirror is the allegory of the self who has always felt disparate, fragmented, or out of sync with the collective reflection. It reveals that the very nature of your difference is an invitation to see beyond illusion, to recognize that wholeness is a living mosaic where each divergent shard shines with its unique light, essential to the greater harmony. Lastly, consider the dance of the phoenix whose feathers shimmer with stardust, and whose fire consumes yet also preserves the essence of ancient wisdom. This mythical creature does not merely rise from ashes. It transmutes the cycles of destruction and creation into a sacred rite where identity is fluid and rebirth is constant. The phoenix's flame is not a consuming fire of annihilation, but a transformative blaze that reveals the eternal thread linking past, present, and future. In the phoenix's life, difference is the alchemical spark that ignites regeneration, that refuses to accept stagnation or conformity. Like your own path, it burns with the paradox of loss and discovery, revealing that being different is not a curse but a sacred charge to embody the eternal flux of existence, to be both the ending and the beginning, the flame and the ash, the unique spark within the universal fire. These stories, woven with metaphor and myth, are echoes of the inner landscapes that shape your difference, guiding you toward the hidden sanctuary within yourself. They are the language of the cosmos speaking through symbols, inviting you to step beyond the veil of ordinary perception and to embrace the sacred narrative encoded in your being. When the universe finally reveals why you were different all your life, it does so through this cosmic storytelling, the poetic unveiling of the truth that your difference is the living enigma, the celestial key that unlocks the infinite within and beyond. As you listen deeply to these symbolic tales, may you begin to recognize that in your solitude lies a profound communion, in your shadows an illuminated path, and in your uniqueness the very signature of the universe itself. To live in the resonance of such profound cosmic revelations is not to escape the mundane, but to infuse the everyday with the luminous truths that ripple beneath the surface of existence. When the universe lifts the veil on why your soul carries the mark of difference, it invites you to weave those insights into the fabric of your daily life, transforming routine moments into sacred encounters with your deeper self and the hidden hierarchies of reality. It is a call to embody the mystery, to dance with the paradoxes you have long sensed, and to recognize that your divergence from the common mold is not a barrier but a portal. This portal leads to a life not merely lived, but consciously co-created with the vast, unseen forces that shape the cosmos and the intricate design of your being. The first ripple of this awakening flows into the realm of identity, a realm often confined by external expectations and the relentless rhythm of societal conformity. To integrate your difference is to disentangle yourself from the invisibly threaded scripts that dictate who you should be and how you ought to relate to the world. It is to stand at the edge of the familiar and take a breath into the unknown, acknowledging that your uniqueness is not a flaw to camouflage, but a sacred signature to honor. This shift encourages a gentle yet radical realignment. Instead of bending yourself to the collective narrative, you begin to sculpt your sense of self from the raw material of your inner truths, those whispers and intuitions that have always set you apart. In this realignment, your difference becomes a lens through which the world reveals new patterns and possibilities that others cannot see, a secret geometry of insight that invites you to trust your inner compass even when it leads you down paths less traveled. As your sense of self deepens and widens, it naturally reframes your relationships, not in isolation or alienation, but in a newfound authenticity and clarity. When you embrace your difference, you begin to perceive the delicate interplay of energies around you with heightened sensitivity, discerning which connections nourish your evolving soul and which keep you tethered to old paradigms of limitation. This does not mean withdrawal from community or intimacy, but rather the cultivation of relationships that honor the sacred dance of individuality and unity. Like the stars in the night sky, each distinct and radiant, your unique glow contributes to a constellation of shared existence, where the harmony of differences births a symphony greater than the sum of its parts. Within this dynamic, encounters become opportunities for mutual recognition and expansion, rather than mere social obligation or survival. Your difference becomes a gift that deepens the texture of experience, calling others to awaken alongside you. The practical terrain of daily living is likewise transformed when the hidden architecture of your difference is understood and embraced. Tasks that once felt monotonous or disconnected from your essence can begin to carry an undercurrent of meaning, becoming rituals charged with intention and reverence. For example, the simple act of mindful presence, breathing with awareness, noticing the interplay of light and shadow on a leaf, the hum of distant life, serves as a portal into the sacred geometry of the moment. This attentiveness is a grounding force, enabling you to navigate the currents of change with grace rather than resistance. It reminds you that even within the smallest gestures lies the possibility of aligning with the universal flow that pulses through all things. In this way, the esoteric truths you have uncovered are not abstract philosophies, but living principles that ripple into every choice, every encounter, every heartbeat. As your awareness grows, so too does the invitation to embody your difference as a form of service, not by conforming to prescribed roles, but by bringing the unique gifts encoded in your soul into the world. These gifts are often obscured by self-doubt or fear, masked beneath layers of social conditioning that equate safety with sameness. Yet, when the universe finally reveals your purpose in differentiation, it is to awaken the truth that your role is to be a bearer of light in forms that only you can manifest. Whether through creativity, healing, innovation, or the subtle transmission of presence, your difference becomes a key to unlocking collective evolution. This is not an external mandate, but an inner summons, urging you to trust the alchemy of your singular voice and vision amid the chorus of humanity. In this service, the boundary between self and other dissolves, revealing the interconnected dance of all souls woven into the cosmic tapestry. Financial and material realities, too, shift under the light of this wisdom. The fear and scarcity that often accompany feelings of otherness can gradually give way to an abundance mindset rooted in the understanding that the universe's flow is not finite and that your unique contributions hold intrinsic value. This does not mean disregarding practical concerns or the necessity of grounding, but rather approaching wealth and sustenance as extensions of your creative expression and spiritual alignment. When you honor your difference, you naturally attract opportunities and alliances that resonate with your true nature, rather than those that demand compromise or dilution. This alignment fosters a life where material success is not separate from spiritual fulfillment, but intertwined, each enhancing the other in a dance of balance and integrity. Importantly, the journey of integrating your difference is neither linear nor static. It is a spiral of continual unfolding, where each encounter with your own complexity deepens your connection to the cosmic rhythm of birth, death, and rebirth within yourself and the world. This process invites patience, compassion, and courage, qualities that are cultivated through the willingness to face discomfort and to let go of old identities that no longer serve your higher purpose. The universe's revelation is an ever-unfolding invitation to remember that your difference is a dynamic force, constantly shifting and evolving, much like the stars that pulse and change across the night sky. By embracing this flow, you learn to navigate the unknown with confidence and grace, knowing that you are an essential thread in the grand cosmic weave. Ultimately, this integration is not about becoming someone else or achieving a predefined ideal, but about the liberation of your authentic self in all its radiant complexity. It is about recognizing that the universe's revelation of your difference was never a judgment or a burden, but a sacred trust, a charge to live with intention, depth, and expansive love. As your awareness infuses the ordinary with extraordinary meaning, the boundaries between inner and outer realities soften, allowing you to move through life as a co-creator of new possibilities, guided by the quiet voice of the cosmos echoing in your heart. In this way, the mystery of your difference becomes a living flame, illuminating paths not only for you, but for all who are ready to awaken to the deeper truths hidden within the cosmic dance of existence. In the quiet aftermath of this cosmic revelation, where the veils of ordinary existence part to reveal the shimmering architecture of your unique soul, there arises a stillness, a sacred pause pregnant with possibility. It is in this space between knowing and becoming that the universe whispers its final secret, that your difference, long concealed beneath layers of doubt and isolation, was never a fracture but a radiant fissure through which the light of your true essence could pour forth. You are not a puzzle piece lost to the edges of a predetermined design. Rather, you are a constellation forming anew, each star a facet of your unfolding truth, each spark a testament to the intrinsic divinity woven into your being. To hold this awareness is to step beyond mere survival into the realm of profound transformation, where the self is no longer bound by the shadows of otherness, but alchemized into a beacon of cosmic resonance. Here, in the heart of this awakening, a sacred invitation emerges, not to conform or to hide, but to embody the grandeur of your difference with fearless grace. The revelations of why you have walked this path, seemingly out of step with the world around you, are not just answers but keys to doors previously unimagined. As the universe finally unveils the intricate pattern behind your journey, you come to understand that your life has been an initiation, a series of subtle calls to awaken the latent luminescence that pulses beneath the surface of all existence. Each moment of solitude, each feeling of being out of sync, was a thread in the divine tapestry, threads that now converge into a vibrant mandala of purpose and presence. This mandala is not static. It breathes and shifts as you do, reflecting the dynamic dance between destiny and free will, between the cosmic soil that nourishes you and the wings that urge you to fly. To embody your difference thus becomes an act of radical acceptance and love, not only for yourself, but for the unfolding mystery of creation itself. It is an acknowledgement that the universe does not make mistakes, and the tension you have felt between your inner world and external reality is a signal of an extraordinary calibration in process. Your life, with all its paradoxes and paradoxical beauty, is a mirror held up to the deeper rhythms of existence, reminding you that each soul carries a unique vibration, a frequency that, when embraced, harmonizes with the grand symphony of being. This symphony is not a distant melody, but the living pulse that moves through you now, inviting you to listen with the fullness of your heart and the expansiveness of your consciousness. In embracing this truth, the boundaries between the self and the cosmos begin to dissolve, revealing the fluidity of identity as a cosmic dance rather than a fixed state. You realize that the sensations of alienation or misunderstanding are not marks of inadequacy, but echoes of your original song calling out across the vastness of space-time. To integrate this realization into your daily life is to live as a conscious co-creator, weaving your singular thread into the collective fabric with intention and reverence. The universe does not merely reveal why you were different. It enlists your difference as a vital force in the ongoing evolution of consciousness. Your presence becomes a catalyst, a living symbol of the sacred interplay between the known and the unknown, between the visible stars and the invisible energies that move them. As you stand in the light of this revelation, you are invited to cultivate a new relationship with your own story, one that honors the mystery without fear, that embraces the paradoxes without resistance. This is the alchemy of transformation, where wounds become portals, scars become constellations, and the very essence of being different is recognized as a precious gift. It is here that you can finally release the weight of trying to fit into molds forged by others, and instead celebrate the wild, untamable spirit that has always been your truest home. The journey is ongoing, a spiral that ascends through layers of understanding, each cycle bringing you closer to the profound realization that your difference is the universe's own voice, singing through you, echoing eternally in the silent halls of infinity. Let this be the moment where reflection turns to action, where the cosmic dance invites your participation not as a passive observer, but as an empowered being attuned to the subtle harmonies of existence. Each breath you take, each choice you make, becomes a sacred step on the path of awakening, a path that is as old as time itself and as fresh as the dawn unfolding within your soul. To live with this awareness is to live in freedom, a freedom born not from escape but from the deep knowing that to be different is to be essential. To be different is to be whole. In this wholeness, all contradictions dissolve, and the universe's revelation crystallizes into a luminous truth, that your difference was never a question, but the very answer the cosmos has been waiting to reveal all along. So move forward now, carrying this light, this understanding, this sacred fire within your chest. Let it guide you through the shadows and the light, through the known and the mysterious, always reminding you that your life is a unique expression of the boundless creative force that animates the stars and breathes life into the silent spaces between them. When the universe finally reveals why you were different all your life, it is not to isolate you in your uniqueness, but to unite you with the infinite, a cosmic stranger finally coming home to the vast, beautiful constellation that is your eternal self.